Your attention, please. One show for you to see. One for you and everyone. Those amazing birds, they come to life. For 7 minutes, no one takes a siesta. See, that is what everyone is saying about the Tiki Room. Aloha. This has been a recording.
This is the Thursday edition of the Tiki Talk Chronicles for March 15th, 2018. All right, so we decided to bring back the Tiki Chronicles this week because there was a huge news announcement Wednesday coming from Disney. Yeah, a big boo here. And that is that Disney has decided to start charging overnight guests to park their car in the resorts. Yes, you heard that right. Excluded from this, first of all, will be DVC members staying on points or on a cash reservation. So technically, yes, I am excluded from that, but I am very, very, very angry with what they are doing. First of all, it's a tiered system, meaning values we're only going to pay $13 to park overnight, only $13. Moderates are only going to pay $19, and deluxes are only going to pay $24. So not only have they instituted a tier system, but it's an insult to anybody who's staying at a Walt Disney World resort. So I just want to break it down for you a little bit, okay? So I just randomly picked a day, September 1st, for one night, okay? So with the rates I'm going to give you are not taxed. There's no tax in them. So the boardwalk for that night is $504, right, without tax. So if you add parking on top of that, it's an additional 4.75% per night of your stay, okay? Grand Floridian, if you wanted to stay there, the cheapest room there are $693. Once again, it's $24, and that is 3.5% of your stay. Now, French Quarter, which is a moderate, and that's $19, it's an additional 7.6% to park your car. All-Star, $151, plus an additional 8.6% to get to $13 to park your car. Okay? So just think about it for a second. Not only do you have tiered pricing, people who are spending more money to stay at Disney, they're paying more money to park their car, but they're also paying percentage-wise a lot less than somebody who is at a value resort. It's going to hit somebody at a value resort a lot more than it is going to hit somebody at a deluxe resort. But still, it is a lot of money. This is a cash grab by Walt Disney World, and it should not be tolerated.
I'm just curious, what date did you say you plugged in?
September 1st.
So I know we've been talking all day about this, and just to give you guys an idea, what was the cheapest?
That was the All-Star Resort for $151 a night, and that does not include tax.
Got it. So just to give you an idea, since we all know I work at a hotel, and we were discussing Disney Springs hotels and how most people are now going to start looking off-site and everything, my resort, which is a luxury resort, for a one-bedroom villa, which comes complete with a kitchen, living room, everything else, $203 free parking.
Yeah, that's funny. So, I don't understand. This is a cash grab. It's a cash grab because this was a service that was not even a service. This is something that you did not have to pay for 47 years in Walt Disney World. It did not cost you a penny to stay at one of the resorts. But because the Walt Disney Company has decided that they want to maximize profits on something that is an easy way, that's not going to cost them too much in with employee overhead or anything like that. They're not have to build anything technically just yet. It's an instant way to make money. I've heard people online say that this is to keep people on Walt Disney World property. I don't think that's the case because people who are local in Florida, they're not flying. So they don't get a chance. They don't have to take advantage of Magical Express. They have to drive there. Now they're forced to pay X amount of dollars to park their car. So now you have alienated locals who are there when it's slow, when other people aren't around. So now you're forcing them to stay elsewhere if they so choose. Then you have people who are within driving distance, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Mississippi. I mean, there's people from Canada that drive down. So you're alienating these. You're forcing these people to pay extra money when they did not have to before March 21st. So going forward from March 21st, if you book a trip before March 21st, you do not have to pay to park. But if you book a trip after March 21st, you do have to pay to park.
What I'm curious about is how are they going to regulate this? If I pull in at Pop Century and park my car and go into the food court, do I have to pay? How do they know I'm not staying there? If Scott goes to the Polynesian and he goes into Trader Sam's for a couple hours, how do they know that he's doing that and not staying at the resort?
So here's what I think, and we had talked earlier. So when I worked at Swan and Dolphin, and it's now been 13 years since I've worked there, they've always charged for parking. So it's not new to them, and that's kind of Disney's mantra is, well, others do it, so we're going to do it. The way it worked there is there was an actual attendant at the parking lot with gates that you had to go in and out, and you had to get, kind of like at an airport, you got to get a ticket. And if it's within so much time, then you didn't pay. If you're an overnight guest, then you would use your room key. So I'd imagine guests will use their magic bands to get in and out, and then day guests will get some kind of pass. I'd imagine they're going to have to put some sort of gates around the parking lot to do it. I don't know how that part, I don't know that we've really found anything out, but it's about the only thing I can do. And which then adds more staffing and more labor and anything else you have to do to keep someone at a ticket booth.
That's another thing that kills me. So you want to go to Trader Sam's at the Polynesian for a couple drinks, right? Or you want to go eat at the Polynesian. And let's just say you go to Ohana's with your family and you spent, just for argument's sake, you spent $100, right?
Yep.
You went there for 3 hours and you got free parking, right? Yeah, right. Great. Perfect. But somebody who's spending $600-700 a night to stay there, who's taking advantage of the room, who's going to be spending money to eat there, because chances are they're going to at least eat there once a day or once every other day at the resort.
Right.
You're forcing them to spend an extra $24 a night to park their car there.
That's valet's gone up, I think, $33 now.
Right. Correct.
And parking at the parks has now gone up to $22 per day.
Right. So it's cheaper for you to park at a park than it is to stay at a deluxe resort. That makes a whole lot of sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Just stay at the Contemporary and park in the Magic Kingdom parking lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the other thing I hear is from people is, well, I'm flying. I don't have to worry about this. Well, here's the kicker. So you are paying for that. Every room that you spend, every room that you're spending X amount of dollars per night, Magical Express is built into your price of your room.
Correct.
Not only is Magical Express built into the price of your room, but technically resort fees are built into the price of your room. That'll cover parking, that covers internet and all that. It's all built into the price of your room. So somebody who's now driving to the resort is not taking advantage of Magical Express, but yet they're being charged for it. They don't see it, but they are getting charged for it. And then they park their car, and they're getting charged to park their car. So Disney is double dipping on them.
And room rates have not dropped.
And exactly, room rates have not come down. And I did email Disney about this morning. I sent emails to all the executives, Bob Iger, Bob Chapek, and somebody else, and also Walt Disney World. So I got a response back from Bob Iger's the secretary, not this is like secretary, but the executive area of the company. And I spoke to the representative there, and they're very appreciative from everybody's concerns. And there are a lot of people that have sent responses and who are very angry, and they are overwhelmed by the responses that they got. And they appreciate everyone voicing their opinion because everybody who loves Disney has real concerns about it. But there's no plans to change their minds on the parking situation, and they say it's because of industry. It's the industry standard now these days. Industry standard. Disney used to be the Disney difference. They used to have commercials. That used to be their tagline, the Disney difference, where you got exemplary service when you stayed or visited a Walt Disney World park, resort, whatever it was. That has gone by the wayside. Staying at a Disney resort is not really worth it anymore, in my opinion. Unless you're going to be flying in and take advantage of Magic Express. If you're driving your car, you can find something elsewhere that you might have to pay resort fees, staying at one of the Good Neighbor resorts around the Disney Springs area. Okay, but you're going to get a bigger room for less price, for less money than you are going to be staying probably at an All-Star. So you're going to get really a moderate type room for the price of an All-Star. So you might say $50 a night, and then you'll have to pay to park the car at Disney. You're still going to save money to stay off-site. So with all – and plus you're staying at one of the other sites is you're going to get some of the same perks as Disney guests get. You get EMH, you get 60-day fast pass window. So really, what is the point these days? You can save money staying off site.
I know it's got me questioning when our next trip, what I'm actually going to do if I want to go down. I know I've said that before, but it keeps adding on, and unfortunately, the only way to get their attention is people stop going. So
yeah, you guys know how I felt. All over social media today, really in an uproar for this. So people out there, you have to contact Disney. You have to tell them how you feel about it. It doesn't matter. Send them an email and tell them you're upset with this. Spend your money elsewhere. Stay off site. Don't necessarily stay on site for Disney. It's just out of hand. This has got to stop. We got to hit their pockets in some way to stop the constant upcharges for everything. They just a few weeks ago, they raised rates for parking and they raised ticket pricing, and they really raised the annual pass pricing.
Yes, they did.
Yes. So it's got to stop. Hit them where it hurts. Do whatever you can. Reduce a day. Don't stay on site. Whatever you guys want to do. I understand. Like my stays will become shorter and less over the years because of things like this. I hate to see what happens when it comes to Star Wars Land, but this is the world we live in now with Disney.
Ticket prices and parking prices will go up again.
Exactly. Well, I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you for letting the rants go. You can certainly
angry guy again.
Tell us how you feel about things. Email us at podcast@Enchanted Tiki Talk, or individually, our names at Enchanted Tiki Talk. And I think that's going to be it. So I only hope that we never lose sight of one thing, that it was all started with a mouse.
And a checkbook.
See ya.
And parking fees.
Applause! Let's give the birds a standing ovation. Applause! Up, down there. Applause! Everybody stand up on your feet. Ole!
Stop you there, son. You can't park there, I'm afraid. These are all reserved.
You what? You have got to be joking. Come on, mate. I'm only going to be a minute.
That's just the way it is, sir. Sorry, but you can't park it there.
Listen, in the time I've been talking to you, I could have delivered this. Do you mind?
So that's the way it's going to be, is it?